So, so we a lot of people, you know, some of my friends died. Some of them went to prison. I got blessed with an opportunity to get my life back together. I had to deal with deceit, deception from my peers, and it gave me a whole different outlook about the gang life. So I got an opportunity to get my life back together. And I did. For about a year and a half, I tried to walk away. I went from making $5,000 a week to catching a bus and working temporary jobs. And I couldn't adjust to that because I've been hustling all my life. And I didn't have any positive reinforcement around me. Nobody positive part of my life to tell me, you're going to be okay, or any support system to help open doors for me, or give me some insight about what I needed to do as a young man to try to get myself together. And I end up hooking up with some dudes that were robbing businesses. And Satan's whispers back in my ear. You can do it, you can do it. Just go in 2 minutes, get that money. You'll be right back out. It won't take number 2 minutes. And I wanted to get my life together. And I went to a church. I ain't gonna say no names. Went to a church, joined the church. Want to get my life together. Because I'm in a place now I got no hope. I don't feel nothing no more. And the second time I went there, a group of young men addressed me and told me I wasn't dressed properly in church. Here I am. I'm borderline. I'm on the edge. About to jump. And they tell me I'm not dressed properly for church. So Satan whispers overcame. So I went over and took on the office of these young men that told me I could make some money doing robberies. So we're doing robberies. I'm not even excited about robbing the business no more. We got new weapons. We come out of the business. I'm looking for confrontation now. From law enforcement, I want confrontation. How many of y'all believe words have power?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Words have power. I kept saying, one of my co-defendants kept saying, hey, boy, the police roll up on me, we just gonna blast on them. We just gonna start blasting. Guess what? It happened. I was engaged in a shootout with the Roswell Police Department. He had way to North Ford to the Roswell, and that's still the west side of Atlanta. What the hell I'm doing up there trying to take them for money?
How old are you?
You know, I was 24 at the time. 24.
Yes, sir.
So, out of everything I ever done in my life, I knew I was going to prison. On the run. I'm in my mind, I'm sitting in a hotel room. I got a macadam in this hand, a 9 in this hand. I'm saying, they come through the door. I'm just going to shoot it out with them. I ain't going to prison. But then reality starts setting in, because out of every threat I ever had in my life, this one particular threat from this detective sunk in and affected me more than anyone I ever heard. I had plenty of people tell me they're going to kill me. But this is what he said. He said, all right, I ain't had sleep in 2 weeks. Looking for you. SWAT team, ATF done kicked them a door looking for me with the woman who's currently my wife. And she could have brought him straight to me, but she didn't. That's why I married her. That's why I married her. So, and he said, go home with my family, and I'm tired. He said, man, I don't want to be the one to come through the door and have confrontation with you because I know your reputation. He said, but this was going to happen. You may hurt or kill one of us, but we are going to kill you if you resist. I was like, whoa! What? You know, it never hit home like that till then. So I thought about it. I'm still sitting on the bed and I'm visualizing. You know how we try to put visions on, try to analyze stuff and say, okay, they come to don't you go, bah. You know how our imaginations are.
That's right. Yes.
Like imagination.
Yes, I know.
But the reality was, I was like, I don't know, I ain't never been shot. I've seen the damage that guns, the bullets do to people once they're shot. I've seen the damage.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to imagine. I said, no. I got a 3-year-old son. I can't leave him behind with nothing. I don't know. What have I done? What kind of legacy am I leaving behind? And I said, you know what? I ain't ready to die. So I turned myself in. And when I turned myself in, I kept thinking about my son. I didn't want another man to be his influence, to be his role model, to be the person that he looked at for guidance. I wanted to be that man. So I educated myself and I got my life together. I said when I walked in the pearly gate, I wasn't going to be the same man when I walk out that I was when I went in. And I committed myself to educate myself, to change my life so I can be the man that I needed to be for my son. My son was 3 years old when I went to prison. He was 15 when I got out. From October 1993 to April 2005, I was in the Georgia penal system. I went to 60 prisons. I did 11 and a half years in the Georgia State penal system based on that crime. I stand before you a man that's been convicted, that's been a contributor and a partaker to the violence and the crime that happened and manifested in the city of Atlanta. And I come before you humbly saying, we got to change that. Now, it's not just about Atlanta, but as a people, as a nation, we got to change the condition of our young men that are coming up today. And it starts with us identifying our roles, or what are we going to do as individuals to change the condition of our young men. Because right now, the media advocates and promotes the lifestyle of being a gangster and a thug. You got to be hard. So even the most timid guy will come across as being hard, and he will say, you don't know me. You don't know nothing about me. You know, just trying to be this tough guy. And before I get into my presentation, I want to show you transition. I want to show you how God works. Because God can change me, He can change anybody.
Regularly scheduled programming will not be seen tonight. Stay tuned for a Channel 2 Family to Family Stop the Violence special presentation. Action News Prime Time with Don Farmer.
The commander of the Atlantic Gangs and Guns Task Force, Lieutenant Woodrow Tripp, was hacking through 3 years' worth of kudzu. He used to hide here on a gang operation.
That's what I wanted you to see. At one time, this was a vibrant, living community with people, children playing.
This deserted apartment complex, Gordon Valley, here in southwest Atlanta, is a stark reminder of one gang's reign of terror and intimidation. Between 1988 and 1992, this gang was ruthless and successful. The gang members were close, like a family, bonded together by easy money, cocaine, and their motto, I refuse to obey the law. Proudly, they called themselves the I Refuse Posse, and no one was prouder than Art Powell. He's 25 and recently has begun serving a 10-year sentence at the Macon Correctional Institution.
those were my role models. The gangbangers, the guys that sell the drugs, you know, those were my role models.
But first, Art had to prove himself to gang leader Butch Crawford. That opportunity came when Butch was cheated out of $14,000 of drug money.
They gave me a gun, so we went to the guy's girlfriend's house. We waited on him to get there. And took him behind the building. And I heard him.
What did you do?
Kicked him in the face, pistol whooped him with the gun. And I was finna shoot him. But the guy, he was like, don't shoot him.
Did it feel good? Did you get respect?
He got wrong, so I straightened it up. You know, I came in and handled the business for him.
But how did you feel about pounding this guy, about beating him up?
It didn't even stick in my mind. It didn't stick in my mind at all.
I mean, you didn't think, I'm hurting this guy, that feels good, or didn't feel bad, just didn't feel wrong? That's how you got into the gang.
Yeah.
Art's ruthless violence paid off. The I Refuse leaders made Arthur their number 3 man.
My thing was like, I was like the strong arm of the crew.
The enforcer.
Enforcer.
For 2 years, between 1989 and 91, Art Powell was in and out of jail.
It was certain people we went after, and we got them.
And in and out of jail again.
The thing was, get back, retaliate.
He was charged with 6 felonies, including the kidnapping of a 5-year-old boy for a drug ransom, and 26 misdemeanors.
A lot of cops feared me.
Running with the gang, Art learned how to beat the system.
I had some drugs that were sold so I could pay for my lawyer.
And how to handle witnesses.
Scare them.
Here in Gordon Valley, witnesses were scared to talk. When an Atlanta police officer tried to turn up the heat on the posse, they took out a contract on him. They blew up his car. And then the violence escalated when Butch got shot by a rival drug gang.
Butch was like God to me. I would have killed for him. I would have did anything for him. Because when I needed him, he was there for me. You know, he was like my dad.
Who shot him?
They said, well, Leonard did it. So I was like, I'm gonna kill him. For the next couple of weeks, we was on a mission. You know, it was like anybody we think had affiliation with him, his family, you know, anybody who we thought knew him in any way, we was getting them. We was snatching them up. We was, you know, just shooting, doing all kind of things.
Did you ever get Leonard?
Nah, he kept getting by, kept getting by, kept getting by. I mean, I had him like, it was a couple of times I had him. I could have had him, but he just kept getting slipping through my fingers.
You have any idea how many people you shot in your life? You have any idea how many people you shot died?
I never stayed around to see.
What do you bet? What's your guess? Somebody did?
Probably.
I'm just trying to understand, you know. Your mind was clear, and you could pick up a gun and shoot somebody and not think twice about it.
Right.
Is that right?
Right.
You understand why that's hard for some people to grasp?
Well, I can understand why, but if they never been where I've been or seen what I've seen or experienced the things I've experienced, they could never understand me. They could never understand what goes on through my mind.
But that's important, isn't it, at some point for people to understand you?
Yeah.
And that's why we're here, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why you're here, and that's why I'm writing this book. I want people to know.
The book is Art's account of gang life, as told to Rosebud Green, a middle school teacher, and her daughter, a psychology major in college. They are, like many of us, trying to understand why gangs are so enticing to young men like Art.
That video like 30 minutes long. So I just like wanted to kind of give you, scrape the surface to show you that was me then.